G'day YouTube, Down to Bricks here. So it's Sunday afternoon and I've got a few extra hours up my sleeve and I was thinking, do I play Red Dead Redemption 2? And I am very addicted to that game. Or do I go out and hang in the Lego room? But of course, hanging out in the Lego room won over. So today I thought I would just work on the western town a little bit. I wasn't actually sure what I was going to do when I came out here. And I was wandering around thinking, should I build that? Should I start on this? I thought, no, let's do a bit on the western town. So I'm going to do a few other things today as well, and I'll throw that in the video. So it's really just sort of things I get up to when I'm out in the Lego room. But I've got to say, since I set up the western town, the support and the comments I've had from you guys is just overwhelming. It's great to see that the passion is alive and well as ever for the Old West. So I've just got to say, the comments, the suggestions, I'm certainly got thoughts of my own on how I want to deal with the western town. And a lot of people had a lot of similar thoughts to mine, but there was also some other fantastic ideas as well. So I want to try and incorporate as much as I can. And again today, we're going to go through the western town. I'm going to have a bit of a chat with you on what I've got planned, but I also want your help as well. So there's going to be a couple of things I'm going to ask for you to help me with. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, I've gone out and got myself a third table. So that's going to solve a lot of the issues that we had with trying to fit everything in on the two tables. So we're going to break out that third table. I'll do a little bit of moving around, but it's really just wanting this one-on-one with you guys to get some thoughts and let you know the direction I'm going. So let's get the camera off the tripod and we'll go for a wander and we'll have a bit of a chat. Alrighty, the first thing is this table will go, as I talked about in the last video, that I might put some wheels on it. So we're going to do that today, and I want to put wheels on it that I can move it around in the Lego room wherever I want. It's going to become my projects table, so I can actually start on a project and then just leave it be. So if it takes me a month or two to complete the project, I can just leave it set up on this table and I don't have to bother about cleaning it up to do something else. I can leave my other table to build sets and do small projects on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to whack some wheels on that and then I'll get my new plastic table into place. So I've got to get that cleared off, get that done. Then with the Indian town, so what I have thought, and with the help from you guys as well, I'm going to slide this whole section here right down to the end. But one little difference, I'm going to expand on the river. So I'll probably get to that today where I'll break out some base plates and map out what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking at least 2 more, possibly 3 base plates. So the river will run along there and then run back out the top like that. That expands on the Indian camp by 2 or 3 base plates, so I can make a nice big Indian camp. I do have I think I've got at least 1 more TP anyway. I've got one of the old cloth ones that was sent out to me, so that's awesome. I can actually put that in the camp. Now along here, so I guess one of the things I really didn't make clear in the last video is the train track. Now I really only just put the train track in there because that's where it was in the last layout. Now that is one thing that can definitely go, and a lot of people suggested a new layout for the train track. So what I'm thinking is this piece of land along here, I want to put in some mountains. So mountains like the old mountains we see in the classic western movies in Monument Valley. I want to put those style of mountains along there. Doesn't necessarily go with a river in that scene, but I think it will look pretty good in Lego. So want to put mountains along the back, so of course that will give me a bit more room to do that as well. And I'm thinking maybe a little bandit hideout in there as well. Maybe a little shack, or a shack for the Kelly gang would be pretty sweet, I reckon. And where's Ned? Here's Ned down here. He's buried. There's Ned. Let's put him over here. There we go. Ned Kelly himself. Let's get a look at that. So maybe a little shack for the Kelly gang. So that leaves me, well, let's get back to the train track. Let's keep going on here. So that's going to give me a lot more space here. So my plan is to put the fort alongside the river here. I'm probably going to put it something like that. Once it's all moved down, I'll probably put it there. So we'll have our Indian camp here, the fort here, and that will leave a lot more space heading into the town. So give us some separation with the town and the fort. Now, how do I lay out the town? I'm thinking a few changes with the town. Now, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people suggested that, you know, everything's kind of back to front. I've got all the buildings facing the same way. They should be facing in and with a street down the middle, and of course we will have our road down the middle of all the buildings. Now the thing is, it's Lego. You want it to look the best. When you walk out, you have a look at it for yourself. It's on display. You want to see it in its best light. So you don't really want to be looking at the back of buildings, do you? So sometimes we have to take a few liberties with how it would actually be in real life. And it is Lego, of course, so it's all a toy. So I'm going to leave it like this. I like being able to look at the front of the buildings, and I'm sure a lot of people can appreciate that. Now, I want to move the livery down, probably have it out of town a little bit more. What I'm thinking now with the end here, I do like this. I'm kind of thinking it's a little bit jammed up like that. So what I'm thinking is, I know I wanted it like this so you could look into the back of the buildings, and let's just see. It's probably going to be a bit dark, and I'm going to hold the camera. Sorry about my hand there. I'm going to hold the camera backwards here, so I don't know how good my camera work will be. So it gives you a bit of a look inside these buildings. Now that's what I like to be able to see. Now normally if I didn't have this little table that I've got here, I could actually walk around there and have a good look. That's why I wanted to put those buildings there. I'm thinking though, moving the saloon, move the hotel down into the center here, and I might put a little building, maybe the barber. It is on a full wide plate there, but I could break that down onto a smaller plate, maybe put the barber there, but move the hotel down. That way when you look down the street, the hotel will be centered down the street, and I think that would look pretty good, which means I would move the saloon over to there, and then I can push everything down a little bit. Now of course I've got more buildings I want to add. One of the things that's really high on my list is a church, so I do want to get to that in the near future. But let me know what you think about that idea. Do you like these two at the end here? I'm thinking having the same layout here, move that hotel down, but still have this road going straight through like that. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll put the saloon further over so the road will actually go like that and then down like that. What do you reckon about that? That's the first thing I want you to let me know about in the comments. What's your preference there? Now for the train. So what I'm thinking with the train is that two options, and this is one I really want you to help me out with. One option is to run the train track. Where's my finger? There it is. I could run the train track along the front of these buildings. Not terribly realistic, running the train so close to the buildings there, but it would work. That would be one solution. I'm not actually sure where I'd put the train station. Maybe here once the fort's moved. Could work that out, that's no problem. The other option, and I suppose the other thing is, where do I run it from? So maybe I could just have the train track, because I don't want to loop, I don't want to be able to run the trains. It's really just to show that I do have a train track in the town. So I could sort of have it just coming, have a corner track onto the table like that, and then running straight down. Now the other possibility is to move all of these to the edge of the table. So bring those buildings to the edge of the table here, which would then mean that everything could pull forward from the back, and I would have this 16 stud wide, I'm moving my hand here, I haven't got the camera there, this 16 wide, pretty sure, yeah, it's 16 wide section here. I could have that at the back, and I could run the train line along the back. Now that's probably a better idea. However, what do I do with the train station? Because here I am saying I want to face all the buildings to the front. If I put the train station at the back, I really need to face this to the back. It really needs to face the railway line, doesn't it? Which means I would, if I move this over to the back there, we'd be looking at it like that, which isn't so bad. The other thing I could possibly do is actually change it up a little bit and put the platform at the back of the train station here, so you actually seeing the train station from the front like this, but the platform would be at the back, so you can go and get your ticket here and then walk around the back to get onto the train, which means changing up that build a little bit, but that could work as well. So that way I would have the train track running, just curving onto the back of the table, running right along past the train station, which would be there somewhere maybe, and it could run along and then just turn back out again, and that would solve all the issues I have with the train. So that's something else I want you to tell me about, and I think that's probably about all the ideas I've got at the moment for the layout. So the thing is now, look, I don't sit down with a pen and paper and map everything out. I'd rather just get out here and slide stuff around and see what looks best. So I might have a look at changing that around and just seeing how it looks. We might even just put in some more plates down the road. Now a lot of these plates are set up, and I'll just go to my messy table over here. These are set up to have buildings on. You can see there's a step there, but I might just chuck them down the middle how they are, and we'll just see what it looks like, so it gives us a bit of an idea. But definitely want to hear from you guys. Please let me know in the comments. I know I've rambled on for ages here, but I really do want your help. If I go over here, that's the actual front of, whoop, I'm showing the curtain, that's not real good. That's the actual front of the barber. So got lots of work to just fix things up. But let me know what you think about all those ideas. We'll get in now, I'll put it in time lapse and we'll get a few things done. So I've got the third table in, I've started to push everything down, expand on the river a little bit, expand on the Indian camp, but that was so much to get through, wasn't it? I think I'm going to have to split this video into two parts, but because I really want your help, that'll allow me to get all your feedback from this video. What I'm going to do next week is I'm going to set the layout up in a couple of different ways. So rather than you have to try and listen to me and visualize what I'm talking about, you'll actually be able to see it. And from that video, I'll get more feedback, and then we'll start to really lock down the layout of this western town. So I hope you did enjoy this video. I do apologize I wasn't able to get it all laid out and show it off today, but next week we'll get right into it. So I look forward to that. I look forward to you joining me then. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.